The first thing we really need to acknowledge when completing our first draft is that we've done something absolutely amazing. We've created a character from scratch. We've created someone who does not exist in the real world, and we've made them feel real through our writing. Now it's our job in the next drafts to actually make them feel as fully formed a person as possible. And this involves a series of techniques and tools that we luckily have at our disposal as a writer. Now, first is the ability to show our characters in different situations and let action drive the reader to draw their own conclusions on their character, form their own opinions on them. However, we also have the ability to tell them about our characters through telling the reader what our characters are thinking, jumping into our character's head, using an internal monologue, using these techniques that move slightly away from direct exposition but give an idea of what our characters are feeling, even if we're using a third-person narrative, especially using a third-person narrative where you can be really close and describe what's going through an individual's head and what an individual thinks another individual is thinking and what relationship they had with that other individual. There's so many things that you can do to kind of hone your characters or what you're giving to the reader of your characters in a book. Another tool that we can use follows on from the character fact file. So when we started out our writing process, we probably had our characters in our head and they were kind of a little bit hazy. We had an idea of one character, who they would be, and then they would have this connection to this other character. Through the rewriting process, we're actually honing in more and more on everything about this character. So what you'll find with this lesson is also a document with a series of questions that you can consider about your character. And in answering those questions, you'll get more an idea about how they can be fully formed. For example, what are the basic details about them? What do you actually see if you envision them? What do you want your readers to see? And then it's the quirks of their character. What makes them tick? What are their motivations? In our original indie novella writing course, we used the character fact file, and this kind of expands on that, but it also can be applied to your other characters as well. As you go further and further in the redrafting process, you know where your story is going. Now you need to know how your character fits with that story and how you can make your reader fall in love with your character, how you can make them feel as fully formed as possible.